Ever wondered what happens when fantasy meets industrial revolution? Welcome to Albion, 50 years after Fable 2. Our beloved Albion, once draped in whimsy and magic, has been thrust into an era of smoke and iron. The hero of Fable 2, a figure of legend and power, set in motion the wheels of progress, transforming our quaint land into a throbbing industrial powerhouse. The pastoral landscapes and fairy tale villages, once the essence of Albion, are now dotted with the monoliths of factories and the scars of resource extraction. The birth of this industrial age was not without its pains. The once clear skies now cough with soot, and our rivers, once teeming with life, now run thick with waste from the factories. The enchanting forests, our children's playgrounds, and the dwelling of mystical creatures have been hewed down to feed the insatiable maw of progress. The quaint hamlets and bustling marketplaces have been replaced by rows of brick and mortar, housing the laborers, the lifeblood of this new Albion. Their lives, once dictated by the rising and setting of the sun, now revolve around the relentless rhythm of the steam engines. Their hands, once used for plowing fields and weaving tapestries, are now calloused from tending machines and shoveling coal. The people of Albion traded their simple, happy lives for the promise of progress, a promise made by the hero of Fable 2. But this progress, this industrial revolution, has come at a cost. The cost of our clean air, our green fields, our clear rivers, and our peace of mind. We have paid with the innocence of Albion, only to be left with a world that is louder, dirtier, and far more complicated than before. Yes, Albion has changed, morphed under the weight of industry. It's a land where fantasy and machinery coexist, where the echoes of our old tales mingle with the clanging of the factories. But the once great Albion is now under the thumb of a cruel and oppressive king, Logan. Meet Logan, the king of Albion and your character's older brother, whose reign has brought nothing but suffering to his subjects. From the once idyllic landscape brimming with magic and wonder, Albion has been transformed into a land scarred by the relentless march of industry. Yet, this change alone is not the cause of the people's suffering. The real tormentor is the king himself. Logan, once a seemingly ordinary elder brother, is now a tyrant. His rule is iron-fisted, his decisions unyielding. The factories of Albion work ceaselessly, churning out resources at the expense of its people. The once vibrant citizens are now overworked and underfed, their spirits as broken as their bodies. The magic of Albion is fading, replaced by the cold, hard reality of Logan's industrial age. Your character, a sibling to this ruthless king, watches in silent horror as the land they once loved is reduced to a husk of its former self. The relationship with Logan is strained, to say the least. Yet, beneath the fear and disappointment, there is a burning desire. A desire for change, for a return to the Albion that once was. You are the flicker of hope in the heart of the oppressed. The spark that could ignite the flames of rebellion. In the shadows, whispers of discontent stir. The people of Albion are downtrodden but not defeated. They yearn for a leader, someone who can stand up to Logan's tyranny and lead them towards a brighter future. And who better to lead them than one who knows the tyrant best? But every tyrant's reign has an end. And for Logan, the end begins with a revolution led by none other than his own sibling. It's an uprising fueled by the heartache of a land pushed to its limits, and the hope of a people yearning for freedom. As the younger sibling, you are poised to challenge the Tyrant and change the course of Albion's destiny forever. When tyranny reigns, revolution follows. And in Albion, it's time for a rebellion. Imagine being born in a palace, living in the shadow of your older brother, the king. Now imagine that same brother turning into a cruel tyrant, his rule choking the life out of the once great Albion. This is the reality for our hero in Fable 3. But with oppression comes resistance, and in the heart of our hero, the seeds of rebellion start to sprout. Our hero's journey begins not with a sword, but with words. Words that inspire hope, words that ignite passion, words that rally the oppressed. The people of Albion, once silenced, now find their voices echoing through the streets, their cries for freedom growing louder each day. This rebellion is not a solo act, though. Our hero must forge alliances with different factions across Albion. Bandits, mercenaries, even the most unlikely of allies are called upon to join the cause. Each faction brings their own strengths and abilities to the table, making the rebellion a force to be reckoned with. But leading a rebellion isn't just about gathering troops. It's about strategy. It's about seizing the right moment to strike, planning each move meticulously, and always staying one step ahead of your enemy. Our hero must navigate this complex web of revolution, their every decision influencing the course of the rebellion. And then, the moment of truth arrives. The rebellion rises against Logan in a fierce battle. The air is thick with tension. The ground trembles with the clash of steel. And amidst it all, our hero stands tall, leading their troops with unwavering determination. The fight against tyranny is a long and arduous one, but the hope of a better Albion fuels the rebellion. The people look to our hero, their beacon of hope, their symbol of resistance, their leader. But leading a revolution is not just about rallying troops, it's about making tough choices. Will our hero make the right ones? Only time will tell. The fate of Albion hangs in the balance. In the face of oppression, what kind of leader will you be? And this, my friends, is the question that Fable 3 poses to us all. As the story unfolds, the game doesn't shy away from presenting you with difficult decisions, moral dilemmas, and sacrifices. Imagine yourself standing at the helm of our revolution, your actions and choices shaping the future of Albion. Will you be the beacon of hope the people desperately need, or will you let the power corrupt you, turning you into a reflection of the very tyrant you sought to overthrow? The game cleverly weaves in these decisions, giving you a taste of the bitter pill of leadership. You may find yourself choosing between the welfare of your people and the strategic advantage for your revolution. For instance, will you risk the lives of your followers for a shot at a quick victory? Or will you take the long, arduous path that spares your people but threatens the success of your rebellion? Then there are alliances to be forged, each with its own price. Will you strike a deal with the bandits, knowing their reputation for treachery? If it gives you an edge against Logan's forces? Or do you stand firm in your principles, refusing to negotiate with those who prey on the weak? Even more intriguing, Fable 3 doesn't let you off the hook once you've made your choice. Each decision you make echoes through the narrative, impacting the revolution and the future of Albion. The game holds a mirror to your actions, showing you the consequences of your choices in real time. This dynamic interplay of choices and consequences is what sets Fable 3 apart. It's not just about the thrill of the revolution, but also about the weight of the decisions that come with it. It's about understanding that power is a double-edged sword, capable of both liberation and destruction. But the struggle for Albion doesn't end with the revolution. In fact, it's just the beginning. Because once the crown rests on your head, you'll realize that leading a revolution was perhaps the easy part. Now you must lead a kingdom. But that, dear friends, is a tale for another time. The throne is won, but the true test of leadership begins now. Once the dust of revolution settles, you find yourself crowned as the new ruler of Albion. But as it turns out, the battle for the throne was just the beginning. The true challenge of leadership now begins. As the monarch, you are no longer just a rebel, fighting against tyranny. You are the one in charge, the one whose decisions will shape the future of Albion. In your reign, you are faced with the weighty task of rebuilding a kingdom torn apart by oppression and revolution. Your choices now have far-reaching consequences, affecting not just the present but the future of Albion. Will you choose to be a benevolent ruler, healing the scars of the past? Or will you become the very thing you fought against, a ruthless leader consumed by power? But the challenges of leadership don't end with rebuilding. You also face an unforeseen threat to Albion. This new challenge forces you to confront the reality that ruling is not all about power, but also about responsibility. The decisions you made during the revolution, the alliances you formed, and the sacrifices you made all come into play. They determine not just your ability to face this threat, but also the very survival of Albion. In Fable 3, leadership is about more than just ruling. It's about making difficult choices and living with the consequences of those choices. It's about understanding that every decision, every alliance, every sacrifice has a lasting impact. It's about realizing that leadership is not just a position, but a burden, a responsibility to the people you lead. The complexities of leadership and revolution in Fable 3 are not just part of the game. They are the game. The choices you make, the alliances you form, and the sacrifices you endure will all determine the fate of Albion. Because in the end, the true test of leadership is not in winning the throne, but in what you do after you've won it.